Number 43. When evaluating integral of x squared times the natural log of x dx using the method of integration by parts, the best choice for dv is what? So using integration by parts, what you're doing is you're trying to find the integral of the product of two functions. So in this case, our two functions are going to be x squared and the natural log of x. So whenever using the strategy, there's two things you want to find. You want to find a value called u. You want to say that one of these functions is u, and you want to say that one of them is dv. And the way this works is you want u to be the one where when you take the derivative, it gets easier to work with. It gets simpler. And then dv, when you integrate it, you're kind of just hoping that it stays around the same difficulty. But it doesn't really matter. Your dv is pretty much just going to be the one that's not u. So integrating, it stays the same. Or it could get simpler, but usually it doesn't. So the best way to do this is just to find what u is going to be, and then dv will just be the one that's not. So there's an acronym or a mnemonic that we can use for finding u, and it's called LIPET. I call it LIPET. And so let's see, L stands for logarithm. I stands for inverse trig. P stands for polynomial. E stands for exponential. And T stands for trig. So this is basically the order. So ideally, you want to have a logarithm. But if you don't have a logarithm, then u is going to be inverse trig. And then if you can't find inverse trig, then polynomial, and then exponential, and then finally, you're out of luck if you have to use trig. Okay, so let's see which one of these we have. So for our choice for u, ideally we want a logarithm. And so let's go back and see if we have a logarithm in our expression. So we have x squared. So x squared is going to be a polynomial because it's the variable raised to an integer power or a numerical power. So this is going to be a polynomial. And then here we have the natural log. And that's pretty nice. This is actually a logarithm. So we're going to say that u is equal to the natural log of x, which then means that our dv is going to be x squared times dx. And then the reason it's x squared times dx and not just x squared is because when we're doing this method, we're going to have to actually integrate dv. So in our other integral, if you want to get a better understanding of this, just watch a Khan Academy video about integration by parts. But pretty much, you're going to need v in your integral that you're doing that you hope is simpler, and that's what you'll use to evaluate this. But anyway, whenever you integrate this, you have to have this dx, or else the integral doesn't mean anything. So when you integrate both sides, the integral of dv is just v, and the integral of x squared dx, well, you have to have that dx so that the integral means something. So that's why it's x squared dx and not just x squared. And so we're going to have answer choice C. Alright, so if you have any questions from other tests, make sure to leave a comment and I'll make a video with a solution. With that said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. This has been Investigative Math, and I will see you next time.